let's say the halves turned into a win. That's 8 wins and 3 losses.
Oh, no, there's 12 games there, Stoner. There's 12 games, bro.
I do fuzzy math. The halves, I'm counting. Oh, you're right. That's
How do you spell Colgate?
C-O-L. I'll get back to you on that one.
Light it.
Welcome to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Try Wendy's new Frosty Fusions with flavors like Caramel Crunch, Oreo Brownie, and Pop-Tart Strawberry.
Light it.
Light it, hit it, all of it. Welcome. Triple Option is back. Rob Stone, Urban Meyer, Mark Ingram II. Deuce back here with you. Thanks as always for joining us. Thanks for joining us all season long, man. It's been fun to bring you the Triple Option. Please rate, subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us at social media, 3X Option Show. New episodes every Wednesday on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Today, we have not one, but we have 2 interviews. We're going to talk with Washington Athletic Director Pat Chun about the battle over college football's calendar and its future with college athletics and the transfer portal and rev share, all that good stuff. Also, Mark, you and I had a chance to talk with a name a lot of folks are going to be hearing about, we think, this season, South Carolina quarterback LaNorris Sellers. He's already in a Heisman conversation. He's already in a round 1 NFL draft conversation. But
I'm
guys,
a fan.
Yeah, I am too. Let's begin down in the great state of Texas. Big 12 Media Days wrapped up recently. A couple of interesting quotes from some of the coaches out there. We start with new
lately
and old UCF head coach Scott Frost. Here's his quote that caught a lot of people's attention. I wouldn't leave UCF unless it was someplace you could win a national title. I got tugged in a direction to try and help my alma mater, Nebraska, and didn't really want to do it. I'm lucky to get back to a place where I was a lot happier. Yeah, right? Ooh, coach. Ooh, coach.
Wow.
Ooh, coach. I know that one hit you because A, it's coaching fraternity, B, it's the state of Florida, and C, you know dudes who've been in that position.
Yeah, we've all stood at the podium and you say something, you're like, ouch, why did I say that? And you can't take it back. And I'm sure you'd want to take it back. I mean, if it's not meant to be, it's a direct shot at Nebraska. And, I'm sure, I know Scott Frost and hell of a coach, and I've known him for a long time. So that didn't go well. I actually had people send it to me and said, wow, look at this. And, that's one of those ones, would you want to take it back? Sure. So I will say this, Mark, that you do take jobs and you love to play. When I left Bowling Green and I went to Utah, I loved Bowling Green. I had a quarterback coming back, and I can give you the reason why somewhere down the road. And then I get to Utah, and all I keep hearing about is the Mormon this, the Mormon that. You can't recruit a black athlete. You can't do this. I'm like going, I'm there. And I start recruiting, and I remember your mind starts playing games with you. I just left an incredible team, and I'm starting to hear all this chatter, and they're using that against us in recruiting. And I remember saying, I'm going to go back to Bowling Green. And I called Shelley, and I said, we're not going to win here. Your mind starts playing games with you. Of course, I didn't. I talked to some people, and all that stuff about the Mormon, about the black cat, that's not true. Obviously, it's an incredible place. They're having one of the top places in the country. However, I was also with Billy Donovan, Mark, when he was at Florida, and he left to go to the Magic, came back. Think about that. And then I was also with Dan Dockich as a basketball coach at Bowling Green, hottest coach in America. He takes a job at West Virginia. I get a call about 4 days later, and he said, this ain't what I thought it would be. I'm coming back. They both came back. So I get that. I get you sometimes put your feet down somewhere and you're like, uh-oh, this ain't Kansas.
That's what they say. The grass ain't always greener.
Yeah, grass ain't always
and it's
greener.
the fit. Like, how many times have we seen somebody drop into some place, to your point, coach, and you're like, that doesn't seem right? That doesn't, it's strange.
But
although
how
I would
can you say when,
I thought Scott Frost.
I mean, if there's
Nebraska
anybody
would feel
right for
okay.
Nebraska, the one person that's right for Nebraska, Scott Frost.
Yeah, seemed like a no-brainer to me.
That's the one, like, so.
And by the way, Matt Rule's got it going there in Lincoln. So Matt's just fine. I didn't take great offense to what Scott Frost said. It raised my eyebrows. Like, oh wow, I didn't think the situation at Nebraska was was worthy of a comment. You know, it was more to me like, hey, man, I'm happy to be back at UCF. This is a place I had going. This was comfort.
And I'm sure he's thinking just move on and, go coach his team.
Yeah, so he's super fired that we're bringing it back up again.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we got to cover the news.
We do. We
got to cover the news.
Hey, UCF is going to be just fine with Scott Frost, by the way. I'm excited to see them.
I'm hoping we make it down there.
Man, do you remember when we made it down there last year, Mark?
Yeah.
I think you're still sweating from that trip.
Yeah. I know not to wear a light color if we go there.
No. Mark had these angel wings on the back of his jacket.
Orlando.
I was like, what am I looking at, Mark? It was just sweat wrapped around your T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Right on
Orlando
the wings.
Orlando in September in a suit.
Man.
And who was the music person we had? And he was sweating.
Who did we
DJ.
have? We had Khaled.
Yeah, with DJ Khaled. And who was with DJ Khaled?
Fat Joe?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
Fat
I mean,
Joe and
sweating.
DJ Khaled. Yeah.
Black leather or whatever. Oh, my goodness.
It didn't look like a breathable fabric. Yeah. All right. It's time to control your game. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA. Coach Prime trying to find a way to control the NIL game after the House settlement was passed. Here's what he had to say.
I wish it was a cap. Like the top of the line player makes this. And if you're not that type of guy, you're not going to make that. That's what the NFL does. So the problem is you got a guy that's not that darn good, but he could go to another school and they give him $500,000 and you can't compete with that. That don't make sense. And you're talking about equality, not equality, like equal, I guess so, equality. And all you have to do is look at the playoffs and see what those teams spent. And you understand darn near why they're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to compete with somebody who's giving $25, $30 million to a darn freshman class.
Right.
It's crazy. We're not complaining because all these coaches up here can coach their butts off and give them the right opportunity with the right players and play here and there, you'll be there. But it's what's going on right now don't make sense. And we want to say stuff, but we're trying to be professional. But you're going to see the same teams darn near at the end and with somebody who sneaks up in there. But the team that pays the most is going to be there in the end.
So Coach Prime is basically saying, hey, let's find ourselves a salary cap for NIL. At least that's the way it sounds like to me. So we have a level playing field across every entity in college athletics and college football. Mark, does that sound right? Does that sound like something we should be doing?
Yeah, if you want equal opportunity for all our colleges, there should be a cap on the NIL because if you look at the recent contenders in the playoffs, they have spent the most NIL money. Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Oregon, Ohio State, they're not shy about their NIL investments. So if you want equal level playing field for all college football, then there should probably, like there's a cap in rev share, there should be a cap in NIL.
I have two thoughts. Number one, I thought that was one of the purposes of this entire settlement and everyone with a salary cap. And number two is I could care less. I mean, this is, I think, the 780th time we've talked about this. So,
but it's still
it will never
relative.
happen. It will never happen because Colorado is not the same as Ohio State and Alabama and big market cities that have alumni that are willing to do that. But in the perfect world, you'd like it to be like the NFL, but it's not. It's like Major League Baseball, and we said this over and over again.
Yeah.
You got the starting left fielder of the Dodgers, left side of the infield, making more than most Major League teams. That's going to happen. So I don't foresee.
Ohtani, like Shohei.
Yeah. Well, Texas Tech isn't calling for a salary cap on NIL. Things are going just fine down there in Lubbock, right? Like, these are the rules. This is the way we're going to play it. And that's why I've been saying for months now, like, watch out for Texas Tech, man. We just talked about the Big 12. Texas Tech now has that
last
target.
year.
Yeah. Hey,
So-
hey, by the way, did you know, Coach, that the Big 12 did away with the preseason rankings? Like who was going to come in first, second, last? Because remember, they had Arizona State last year, and they ended up going to the college football playoffs. So they did away with it. But everybody's kind of talking about Texas Tech, and we talked to the head coach earlier. They're the team to beat in the Big 12, and watch out, man.
Tortillas.
Watch out for Texas Tech, everybody. Watch out for them Red Raiders. All right, coming up next, we're going to be joined by Washington Athletic Director Pat Chun, who will have some strong beliefs on changes that need to happen and need to happen quickly in college football.
Light it.
If you love Wendy's classic Frosty flavors, we have got some big news for you. There are all new Frosty Swirl and Frosty Fusion flavors. So, yeah, it's the same creamy treat that you've always loved, now with a flavor refresh. So what are these new flavors?
Well, Stoner, thanks for asking. There are a lot, so I'm just going to list them, okay? We've got the Frosty Swirls, strawberry, brownie batter, and caramel. Then we've got the blended Frosty Fusions, caramel crunch, Oreo brownie with swirl thick brownie batter sauce and crunchy Oreo cookie pieces, and Pop-Tarts, strawberry with a street strawberry sauce and chunks of crazy good Pop-Tarts pieces.
You know your flavors. Not to mention that, yes, you can still get your classic vanilla. Try them all and find your favorite.
Are you going to be a strawberry swirl girl, a caramel craze fanatic, brownie batter buff, Pop-Tart strawberry fanatic, Oreo brownie stay?
These are all really, really good questions, Mark. Anyway, whatever flavor you're craving, odds are we've got a Frosty for it. So check in for sweet treat time with Wendy's, all new Frosty flavors. A refresh on a classic? Gotta be Wendy's. Finding great candidates to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack sometimes. You get too many resumes, not enough candidates with the right skills or experience.
But not with ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter finds amazing candidates for you, fast. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/option.
ZipRecruiter's smart technology identifies top talent for your roles quickly. Immediately after you post your job, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology starts showing you qualified people for it.
ZipRecruiter lets you connect with top candidates ASAP. You can use ZipRecruiter's pre-written invite to apply message to personally reach out to your favorite candidates and encourage them to apply sooner.
So ditch the other hiring sites and let ZipRecruiter find what you're looking for, that needle in the haystack. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day, and you can try it for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/option. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/option. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. When you speed while driving, you have less time to react to whatever comes across your path. A sharp turn could take you by surprise, causing you to veer off the road. Another car could turn out in front of you, leading to a fender bender. A truck could brake suddenly, injuring you and the other driver. A pedestrian could be walking their dog, and your foot on the gas might lead to tragedy.
You may not think any of these things can happen to you, but you won't see them coming until they happen. When you're speeding, you don't have time to course correct. It only takes an instant for disaster to strike.
The speed limit isn't there just to protect you, but everyone around you too. So slow down, obey the law, and keep everyone on the road safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Urban Mark, Rob Stone back here with you. We have talked to commissioners and coaches and general managers post the House settlement. Now we take in the view from an athletic director's box. Washington AD Pat Chun, welcome from the wilds of Alaska to the Triple Option. You're out on a Washington. Are you out on what is this, a fishing trip you're doing?
It's well, the fishing is a part of it. I'm actually going to go look at some bears today, but I'm with one of your old teammates, Brock Heward, and Brock, I've learned is an exceptional outdoorsman.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds good.
He likes to rough it.
All right, Pat, dear friend, you know, Mark and Rob, Pat and I worked together at Ohio State, and we became very close friends, share a lot of the same beliefs about college football and building a team. So I talked to Pat the other day, and I want to hit you with this because I've been doing some research on this. We talked to James Franklin, obviously the head coach of Penn State. I talked to the former vice president of enforcement, Julie Lashereau, of the NCAA. Now she's a commissioner of a conference, and she's terrific, by the way, a dear friend. And this thing that's intriguing to me, that this new czar, the College Football Commission, and I've spoke about it, my skepticism about it now that I'm aware what it is. So in your mind, are you been led to believe that this will be different? And what I mean by different is the issue with the NCAA, there's lack of subpoena power, and there is everything gets litigated and everybody loses. So what does lack of subpoena power mean? People lie. It takes years you're seeing it right now with the Wolverines and other cases. I mean, what in the world? And so there's this feeling out there that I think is incorrect, that things are going to be much different. First of all, the new czar is only in charge of the NIL and the tampering, from what I understand. So the old issues remain old issues with little to no enforcement. But the new College Football Commission does not have subpoena power. They still have the issues of litigation. Have you been led to believe that it will be different?
So a couple of things. One, great to be with you guys. Two, Coach, full disclosure, when you work with Coach Meyer, you are his view of football does have a profound impact on how it shapes you and its purpose and what it can do for young people. To your question, Coach, I would just start the construct of what this new entity is different, meaning it's an agreed upon settlement in a federal court. So at least there's some legal backing there. This new entity does have will lead down to a path where the final backstop is arbitration. In arbitration, there is discovery and subpoena power in arbitration. I think those who have been around pro sports will tell you you'd never wanted to get to arbitration. That's always kind of the last wall that there's no turning back from. But the reality is you have primarily the defendant conferences, which includes the Big Ten, that agreed to the settlement. There'll be there are new rules, new governance, new enforcement in and around this. I would sit here and say we have to make this work. I think we all live in this college football environment that is very disconnected and motivated for different reasons. But at the end of the day, this is a good reset for college sports. Is it a permanent solution? Probably not, but at least it takes us out of the past environment, which had zero regulations. And as I tell people, I don't know a business that can survive in this world with zero regulations in and around how you support that environment.
I got one more question. I'll hand it off to Mark and Rob here. Is that we had a conversation the other day, and the transfer portal is a big topic right now.
Yeah.
And you and some of your colleagues feel very strongly about the window, and you shared that with me, and I shared it with my colleagues, Rob and Mark, and actually the Big Noon guys as well, because I think it's intriguing. Mark, how would you like to be? And they were Pat threw this at me. How'd you like to be playing for a national title or a major bowl game, and you have players in your team? You saw it at Penn State.
Yeah.
The player leaves.
Yeah.
You're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The player leaves, and he's not only a great player, great person, great leader, yet his hands are tied because he had to go. We're talking about the backup quarterback at Penn State. So Pat Chun and his colleagues are pushing for an April as opposed to the January. Please share this with your thoughts there, Pat.
So a couple of things. When I am sitting on the committee, this House implementation committee that's been put together to put this new environment together, and probably the last piece of the puzzle is this football calendar that we probably all need to have, that we're actually to this. We are having some robust discussions about. I will say that when we met as a conference in the springtime in Terranea at the Big Ten, we contemplated discussed all the merits of where the portal should be. I think we all, our implementation committee came to consensus that there needs to be one singular portal sometime in the spring. And what I talked to Coach about, and Coach will have a very unique lens in looking at this problem, because you guys know Coach. He woke when he had the headsets every day. He woke up, he thought about winning a national championship. Period. But that type of thinking layers into how you manage every day, how you manage recruiting, how you manage game planning. I mean, it goes into like when you wake up every day, and that is the goal of your program. You also want to have an environment that puts you in the best position to be able to work with your team. So when you talk about where the portal should be, I think there are a couple things that have to be discussed. Number one is this new settlement does put a little bit more focus on what's called progress toward degree. So to be eligible to receive revenue share from your athletic department, whether it's your freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, you have to have enough credits at the end of the year, which is a current rule anyways. The second piece of it is I think we have to have an introspective look at this game that we're all a part of. Is all this player movement that is happening in December, maybe in January, is it good for the game? I think that's the question. Like, is that a principle that's important to us as caretakers of this game? Because I know this, and being around Coach Meyer is, um, man, come December, come January, like you want to be at your absolute best as a team. Like that's the goal. And we're that and to be able to go through that and get to the finish line, win or lose, and how that sets you apart for the rest of your life is a significant thing. But also as a sport, if we're not prioritizing the playoffs, the national championship game, the postseason, and not have all this player movement happening, because it's not great for it's terrible for the player. It's I think it puts the coaches that are participating in the playoffs in an odd spot. We've all lived in this world where there's opt-outs for bowl games, opted outs for the playoffs. I think that's a second piece of it. And the third piece of it is we have quarters, semesters. March is a spring break month. As I told Coach, January, there's NFL Declaration Day. We're also in this new environment where everyone has to be smarter about how they spend money in revenue share in this cap environment,
Mm,
which is a critical piece. So you need
right.
roster certainty. And we all know this, like pick your sport. The schools, like in the pro level, the teams that draft and develop better are the ones that win long term. College football is still the same. The coaches that identify, recruit, now retain, because we kind of live in this 1 year world, are the coaches that theoretically will continue to win. If you look at the last four teams that played for the national championship this last year, Ohio State, Notre Dame, the previous year, Michigan, and us at Washington. I mean, I think they're 1 and 2, the oldest teams in college football, because they had retention. Yeah, they went to the portal and got, we would
Yes.
not have got where we went to without Michael Penix, but the
Right.
core of that team stayed together. They're actually Chris Peterson recruits at the end of the day. So when you piece it all together, I think the portal piece is such a critical piece as we talk about player retention, as we talk about recruiting, and then go to the quote unquote free agent market sometime later in the spring. We got to rethink our football calendars. We've seen spring football change right before our eyes. A lot of coaches aren't using it for what it was. But I also will throw this, and my final thought is, we failed in college football because we keep tweaking and tweaking the old environment. I think with this revenue, with this house settlement, we got to take a holistic view of what is the calendar and how do we set ourselves up for success in college football.
You mentioned the challenges of the rev share and what that presents. With Washington joining one of the highest revenue conferences in the Big Ten, how do you balance investing in football and those major money making sports, and with making sure UW remains competitive and strong across all Olympic sports?
Well, one, I think the day I've told our coaches this, and you pick the school. It's schools that win at football win at all sports.
Right.
So I think it's one thing, it's cultural within an athletic department that it's pervasive. Like there's a championship mentality. You hire the right coaches that understand how to recruit young people that can be successful on your campus. So yes, we're like many schools in the Big Ten and in the Power Four that a lot of those dollars will go towards football, but those dollars are acquired because of football. Because look at the Big Ten. Our great partnership with Fox is a big reason why we're financially viable like we are. But it's not going to put a de-emphasis on what we do with those other sports. At a place like Washington, we're used to, we're built to win it. We compete for national championships, but I don't think, the dollars may flow to different sports, but the focus on winning and the merits of winning don't change at places like Washington.
Pat, I want to go back to the transfer portal. To the layman, it seems kind of clear. Like, we need less transfer windows, and we need to push it back because programs should not be forced to make these decisions while they're still competing. But obviously, it hasn't happened yet, so there's pushback. So what is the pushback out there to changing these dynamics right now?
I think one is just maybe we are an industry that's slow to change. I think two, there's also advantages. If I'm competing against an Urban Meyer coach team, I want a transfer portal open because I want coach to have disruption on his roster as he's trying to go compete for a national championship. And I'm looking at the guys that aren't playing for Coach Meyer because you have future NFL quarterbacks sitting the bench that aren't getting playing time if you're on a Coach Meyer roster. So I think that may be one piece of it, is we're ultra competitive in this industry. I think that's why we may want to just take a pause and do what's right for the sport. Meaning that, there should be nothing more important than crowning a champion, and really the spotlight of the sport needs to be on those competing in the playoffs and the championships. Finish the year and then start a new year. But I would just put it, it's just everyone has different motivations in our sport. We're also slow to change. It's really been the problem of college football. But I know myself here at Washington, many of my colleagues in the Big Ten, we're ready to try to position this sport as in the best possible position we can put it in.
Last thing, comment and slash question for you is, and you're with me, Pat, in the Real Life Wednesdays and our focus on life after sport. And if you had to ask me, that one of the things that really bothers me about the game, and the game's great right now. It's on the field is as good as it's ever been.
Yeah.
The coaching, the playing, it's never been better. The fan support, the viewership. However, the residual damage, and Mac Brown said it earlier, that NIL is going to run out. And you see these big numbers, and players in my mind should have got paid a long time ago.
Yeah.
But what I'm really struggling with, even talking to you, no one talks about academics, getting a life after football, because, and because I know I see my former players. There's nothing worse than to have a 29-year-old man that gave his heart to us at the University of Florida, Ohio State, and he's unhireable because the university and the coaching staff and the parents, et cetera, did not force this guy to, to go get a job, to get prepared for life after sport. I am that's what I loved about college football. There's no better feeling in Real Life Wednesday to see Archie Griffin's son get that job with Fidelity, or, you see these players get these jobs because they went through the program, as opposed to you see Zeke Elliott and Joey Bosa. I get that, but that's a small number of people, man. And so I just get so pissed off sometimes, and I'm like, what about the other 85% of these athletes that are making decisions for $8,000 and they're going to leave a school because some agent's telling them to? I get the Mark Ingrams of the world. I understand that, and that's great. But you know what? Mark Ingrams are hard to find.
Yeah.
And Mark Ingrams aren't the problem. The problems are the ones that are being ill-advised. So I'm ranting and raving a little bit about that. I hope the world doesn't forget. You want to solve all problems? I'll take a team full of all graduates and all guys that have jobs over 3 or 4 guys that are making $20 million, and everyone else is a mess. I hope that doesn't get lost. And I know you agree with that, Pat. And Mark, I just had to get off my chest.
I appreciate you.
I hope we don't lose that, man.
I appreciate you using my name in a positive light, Coach.
Just a historical reminder, Coach Meyer did that in year one. He took a 6-7 team and made them undefeated the next year because he had a bunch of young guys that just wanted to go figure out how to be the best they could be. And that's really the magic. I would say one of them, I'm obviously have a great love and admiration for Coach, but man, to be under the hood and watch him, those Real Life Wednesdays, all those things he did that no one ever talks about that he did to try to just get the most out of his guys. It's really a fascinating thing to be a part of. And really, it's really where the beauty of college football comes into place is when you have, these environments that really try to get the most out of young people.
Pat, your university, other universities around the country are paying these teenagers. They're paying teenagers thousands, if not millions of dollars. What is the university's responsibility to them in managing those funds?
Significant responsibility. Like, we do not want to come in the springtime and have one of our young people with a tax issue on tax day. So we're like many schools. If I can speak to Washington, we have a very, very thorough student athlete development program that includes financial literacy, tax education, repetitive education on those pieces. So, but it's one of those things. And, Mark, you played in the pro level and you've probably seen a lot of horror stories, but we got it. Yes. We have to educate our young people on how to manage their money earlier than ever. Yes. And I think it's a huge priority on our campus. And my hope is it's a huge priority throughout college athletics.
Yeah, Pat, man, we really appreciate your time. But we've talked about the many different things, the different issues, different problems in college athletics today. But if you could snap your fingers and fix one system-wide issue in college athletics today, what would it be?
Wow, good question. I do. The longer I'm in this, I do think we do need some type of commissioner or someone with authority from one singular seat to help with the sport. And I always joke around Chris Peterson, who's still in Seattle, that when I mention his name for that, it's not because I don't respect him and care for him, because that's a horrible thing to put on somebody to run college football. But we need someone that cares about the sport and understands what the purpose of the sport is for the long-term health of it. It's the second most popular game in this country. And for it to get to this place is really a byproduct of how compelling the games are and all the stories that come with it. But to me, as we keep evolving as a sport, you could see the need for one person to have authority. I don't know if we could ever get there just because of the way we're structured.
By the way, thanks for doing this interview in what looks like a sauna. I like, is the temperature like 120 in there?
It's a cabin. It's
that Alaska cabin, man.
Yes.
Looks super spacious.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck on the Bears. Bring some bear spray with you just in case. Make a lot of noise. I think you're supposed to like have a bell around you or something.
I'm in trouble. I'm a slow person, so I'm in trouble. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. You just got to be faster than the next slowest guy.
Exactly.
Pat, we appreciate your time so much. Enjoy Alaska. Say hi to Brock for us. And coming up next on the Triple Option, a Heisman candidate, LaNorris Sellers from the University of South Carolina, joins the conversation.
Light it.
Baseball fans, BetMGM is giving you the chance to win a prize every day during the baseball season. Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game.
Log in every day for your chance to win. All you need to do is pick an area of the strike zone and take your best swing. If you get a single, double, triple, or home run, you'll receive a prize. Smash a home run to collect a bonus bet on us.
Just log into your BetMGM Sports account to get started. Then visit your promotions section to access the Swing for the Fences free-to-play game.
Swing for the Fences with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. This U.S. promotional offer not available in D.C., Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. For West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. It's time for Treat of the Week, presented by Wendy's. Try Wendy's new Frosty Fusions with flavors like Caramel Crunch, Oreo Brownie, and Pop-Tarts Strawberry. Mark and I recently had a chance to catch with a player that will be a treat for college football fans this season. He was last year as well, to be honest with you. It's a name that maybe if you're not familiar with right now, you will be in the coming months. Here now, our conversation with Heisman hopeful and South Carolina quarterback LaNorris Sellers. All right, let's take the conversation out to Columbia, South Carolina, the reigning SEC Freshman of the Year, a quarterback who's getting a lot of hype. We're talking Heisman, we're talking NFL. LaNorris Sellers joins us right now. And Mark, man, there is a lot of glass in LaNorris's car, man. This is a nice little ride you got there, LaNorris.
He got that panoramic roof, that NIL. You know, the big man on campus, he making that money.
I appreciate it.
Hey, how's this offseason been for you with all the chatter about you moving up the NFL draft boards and the talk about other universities coming after you? How have you been able to manage all of that this summer?
I mean, really just not focusing on it too much. Still got workouts, still got to train, still got to work out and do all that stuff. So, I mean, yes, talks and I hear it, but I'm not really worried too much about it.
I love that, man. I watched you, man. I heard about you, but then I saw you. You went to Tuscaloosa, man, and almost pulled one off on us. And I was like, all right, I'm more willing to, have him on the podcast and interview us, as he ain't go in there and beat up on us too bad. But man. You were the third freshman in history alongside Jalen Hurts and Johnny Manziel to throw over for 2,500 yards and rush for over 500 yards, man. So a big arm, elusive, got size, smarts. Who would you say you emulate, like your playing style? Who would your playing style kind of emulate?
I'd say Cam Newton just because that was my favorite player. I watched him all the time growing up and stuff. So,
and you were a captain as a freshman, dog. Like, that not too many times as a true freshman come in and be a captain. What did that mean to you, that responsibility?
It means a lot. I knew coming into college, being a quarterback, you have to step into that leadership role, open up a little bit more. I don't really like to talk too much, but just do that, step into that role and do that. I knew it was going to have to be something I had to get better at. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
I've really enjoyed your story and your dad, LaNorris, whose name is Norris. I'm assuming that's where LaNorris came from, right? Mom and Pop just added a law in front of it?
Well, my mom hated my dad's name, so but I was like, just add LA in front of the change it.
She don't like
So-
Norris, but she loves LaNorris.
Yeah.
But she loves LaNorris.
All right.
I love that. I love that. So your dad, made some headlines this offseason talking about a program out there that offered you a ton of money. But I really love the response that he had and that you had in that, you guys just kind of give off the vibe that you're in a good place and we don't need the money to mess with things. Am I reading that correctly?
Yes, sir.
So what went into that decision and why is this such a good place for you?
Just it's close to home. My parents come to all my games. I can still go home for holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all that. If I ever need something, I can just shoot up the road home. If they want to just come up here, just get away from home, they can come to me. So I mean, around all my family and all that's all I need. So
You're in the off season right now. What have been some of the priorities for you as far as what elements of the game you want to improve on?
just the small things like anticipation, footwork, and all that. Just building off those mistakes from last year, just trying to fix them and get better at them for this year.
75-yard rushing TD, man. Like when the play breaks down, like what's your go-to move, man? Like you trying to break the pocket and like take it 75 yards like you had last year? Or you trying to, hit the deep ball? Like what's going through your mind when the play breaks down?
Sure, it's just, I mean, whatever's there. Like, I'm get out of trouble, find my way out of trouble, and then just try to make something happen. Somebody down the field, I'll throw it. If everybody covered and it's open grass, I'm gonna run it. So,
Rather run or throw?
shoot, I don't have a preference. Really, just really whatever it takes in that moment.
QB1 answer for sure. And you're getting a lot of attention, a lot of spotlight, man. Everyone says they want the spotlight. Everyone says they want the limelight, but it comes with a lot. And so, what's something that like behind the scenes that you do that nobody sees, man?
When I'm away from it, like I actually try to get away from it. So like we have May off, so I try not to do like. I think I had some stuff that first week in May, which like the first week had off, and then the last week before we went back is when I started like doing football stuff. So that 2 to 3 weeks in between, like I didn't do any football. Like try not to watch any football, but it's just second nature. You have to watch some football. But
Yes, sir.
I didn't like throw or anything. Like we went to Miami and just spent some time up there on the beach and all that. Play golf, jet ski, stuff like that. So
You a golfer?
yeah,
You play for real? Next
Okay.
time you down.
I'll keep
Huh?
score, so don't ask me my handicap or none of that. But I play.
If you're a real golfer, we got to get you a handicap, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna start keeping score and all that just to see where I'm at. But
Okay. That's what's
For
up.
some people in Norris, golf is the handicap. Let's go way back, and I know you've got some soccer in your DNA from the early days. What drew you to that sport?
just really my dad, he told us we could either do soccer or like ballet and dance. So I chose the soccer athletic route.
Nothing in between soccer or ballet and dance.
It's both
Like,
like
right.
it's both footwork stuff, he said. So I mean, obviously I'm gonna choose soccer.
Have to over ballet, man. You 6'4", 200 and what, 40 pounds
Yeah.
doing tiptoe dancing like that. Like,
Your brother Jaden is going to be a freshman wide receiver this
Yes, sir.
season. So tell me what it's going to be like, to have him around you even more, and also tell me about the genesis of his nickname.
Shoot, it's good to be back around him. It's been like 2 years since I actually been like consistent time with him. So I mean, it's good to have him back up here now. He right down the road from me. He can come to my apartment if he needs something. Like his washer and dryer broke, so he had to use mine. And then so it's like whenever he needs something, he right there. But then my high school coach just started calling him Puppy just because he was smaller. He was just like a puppy, like didn't know what was going on. He started it, and then he just kept it from there.
so I see you got the goggles, man. I read something that you kind of got the specs, man. You got a nickname that everybody call you or what?
Goggles, 4-eye specs, whatever thing
So,
in mind.
Are you wearing goggles under your helmet?
I did, but I wanted contacts.
Okay.
Let's hit a couple South Carolina type questions. I'm going to go way back. George Rogers, what does he mean to the state? What does he mean to South Carolina football?
A lot. I mean, first Heisman, super good. I didn't know much about him until I got there, but I mean, he won the Heisman, so he obviously did something right.
Right, right.
He's named
And
everywhere on
he's
board.
still affiliated with the university, right? Do you have interactions with him?
I think I talked to him like once or twice, like before, after a game or something like that.
George Rogers is the man. He's good people, man.
He's got a statue. He's got a road named after him. That means you've done
Yes.
something right
Yes, sir.
in life. Speaking of that, your head coach, Shane Beamer, he had this quote the other day, and this is about you. He knows what he means to the state. LaNorris has a chance to leave a legacy here. So what do you mean to the state, and what do you think about when coach says those words about you?
I mean, I play for the school. So a lot of people are fans of South Carolina or Clemson, and I think we got a good bit of fans. So, I mean, I think I mean a lot to them just for just playing football, being a quarterback, just like everybody else on the team. And then leaving a legacy is like my hometown, my home state, down the road from everything, know pretty much everybody. So, just something to be remembered by after I leave here.
I know we talked about this earlier, man, but I think, a huge number, 8 million allegedly, got offered to you to go ahead and leave. And in this day and age of people just playing at 3 different universities, chasing the bag, man, you stood on loyalty, man. You stood on loyalty, and that's rare to find these days. Like, I think you handle that situation with a lot of maturity, and I have a lot of respect for you. Like, how do you stay locked in with so much noise around you and somebody throwing, almost 10 figures at you to come leave a school, but you stayed grounded, stayed principled, focused on the task at hand, being where your feet are, being there right now. I'm just intrigued at your mindset and what made you make that decision.
I mean, I started here, so we started something here. We built something good last year. This year we just keep building our foundation. I'd rather stay here and keep building on that than go somewhere and have to start over and build another foundation, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I know you talked about repping your hometown of Florence, man. How important is it for you to rep your hometown? And like, do you feel pressure, or is it all pride? What do you feel about that?
It's just exciting. It's like super rare. I won't say it's like rare, like one every 10 years, but it's like rare enough to go play for SEC Division I football already as it is. And then it's like just to do it from Florence, it's like, it's other guys like Jordan Burge, Xavier Thomas, those guys, for example. They're from Florence, South Carolina too, and they're in the NFL now. So it's just like just keeping that train going just to keep giving kids in the city hope, stuff like that. So
What was your highlight from last season?
Simpson game.
Which element about it besides beating them in Death Valley?
Just really like the atmosphere. It's a hostile environment already as it is. It was a good defensive game. It was like an SEC game. They're an ACC team. They won the ACC championship and all that. But it was just like another SEC game, low-scoring game, came down to the fourth quarter. Last 2 minutes of halftime and the fourth quarter is the two most important parts of the game, and that's where we showed up in our biggest moment.
9 wins last season. You guys beat Texas A&M, Missouri, and as we just mentioned, Clemson. So what are the expectations in the locker room for this upcoming season for the Gamecocks?
Just to keep winning. No matter who we play, we know it's not going to be easy. We know last year they got a tape or whatever, but we just got to keep it up, bring it again this season. Don't underestimate them just because we beat them last year.
Is it fair to say college football playoffs is in the conversation for South Carolina this season?
Definitely.
Why?
I mean, you saw what we could do last year. We was 4 to 5 plays away, couple mistakes away. We understand that it's a small margin for error. So we just learned from that last year, like I said.
I know you said you don't like to talk, man, but you captain as a true freshman. You're a leader. What is something that what is something that South Carolina fans should know? That you think they should know about you, that you think they should know about this team coming up into this next season?
We're still hungry. We're not like super high, and then we get like cocky, confident, thinking like we're untouchable. We still understand and know that it's not easy to win, and to win 9 games, like you should have had 10 wins in the bowl game, but it's hard to get 10 wins playing at any school. So, I mean, we hungry, we understand what it takes, we know what it takes, and we're just going to go work to get that.
I know you mentioned how important it was for you to leave a legacy for the youth and inspire the youth. If you could leave one message for young kids dreaming of being in your shoes, what would that be?
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, there's nothing to learn from. So as long as you keep learning day by day, year by year, whatever, take in what you can take in.
I love it. I love
Good
it.
advice, man. LaNorris, enjoy the rest of the offseason. We cannot wait to see you this upcoming season, your second season with the Gamecocks under center, man. LaNorris Sellers, thanks for joining us. Congrats. Enjoy the summer, and we look forward to seeing you more next season.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate your time.
Thank you,
and I'm
LaNorris.
rooting for you, dog, until you play my Tide. I'm rooting for
Hey,
you till you play Bama.
Are you a homeowner now in Columbia?
Yeah, I am.
On the crib?
What do you live there, or do you have it for mom or for dad?
Nah, I'll stay there. I'm moving officially. Still paying rent on my apartment. So
Okay.
I'm gonna just stay there. And then once I'll have to pay rent on my apartment, I'm slowly moving my stuff in there, and I'll move in before fall camp, because after that, it's gonna be like time to go. So
Look, that man got assets already, man. He got assets already.
Will Jalen come in with you, or this is or Jaden will this be just yours?
he asked to. I'm still thinking, deciding on what I want to do with him.
Yeah. That's
You make him pay a little rent?
Oh yeah, 100%. He not living for free.
a chip in on his mortgage.
Oh man. Well, as long as you got a good washer and dryer, Jade might be interested, right?
Yeah, you know he's gonna be over there.
Yeah,
You know he's
he's
gonna be over
definitely-
there.
Definitely.
You might as well charge him on the front end.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, we appreciate you, man. Blessings to you. Great season. Like I said, we're rooting for you till you play Bama.
All right, yeah, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
The Triple Option Crystal Ball is brought to you by BetMGM. BetMGM is giving you the chance to win a prize every day during the baseball season. Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Visit BetMGM app to access the game, and you will score a prize if you hit a single, double, triple, or a home run. So after that conversation with LaNorris, we said, well, let's keep the ball rolling with the Gamecocks. We're taking out our crystal ball. We're going to talk South Carolina,
Where's
guys.
the crystal ball?
Tiny. It blends in. It's right next to the Wendy's football. The win total, regular season win total, set at 7.5 by BetMGM.
Oh, that hook.
They love the hook. You can get the over for plus 110, the under for minus 135. So again, the magic number is 7.5. Last season, 9-3, lost to Illinois in the Citrus Bowl. They won 6 straight to conclude the season before that bowl loss. Ranked wins over Texas A&M, Missouri, and to close the regular season against Clemson. Some of the losses: LSU by 3, got blown out by Ole Miss by 24, and at Alabama, they only lost by 2. All right, so let's take a look at the South Carolina schedule. And guys, I've come prepared today. It only took me all season to get a whiteboard. All right, here we go. South Carolina, I'm going to track it, and I got a tweak. So they open up in Atlanta against Virginia Tech. Win, loss, or a half?
W.
Win.
Okay. Wow. All right. South Carolina State.
Win.
Win. Vanderbilt.
Win.
Win. At Mizzou.
Win.
I know. I'm with you on that one. Versus Kentucky.
Win.
That's at home. Dub.
Yeah. Okay. At LSU.
L.
L.
L. Versus Oklahoma.
Home. Win. You okay with
Half.
that, Mark?
Yeah, I'll take a win though. I'll take a win.
Wow. You guys are really high on them. Okay. All right. Versus Alabama. Mark, I'll go ahead and put that in the
L.
loss column
L.
for you.
Man,
I know how
it's
this-
freaking it's
I know how
at
this
South
works.
Carolina though. That's a tricky place to play.
It
bro.
is.
I'm
At
going with
Ole Miss. At Ole Miss. Payback.
Half.
Half?
Yeah.
half.
At Texas A&M.
Half.
Coastal Carolina
Dub.
versus Clemson. So home to Clemson.
L.
L. What do you got?
Home to Clemson. All right.
Home to Clemson. I don't know. They beat Clemson last year.
I know they did. All right.
Half.
So, all right. I'm giving them the L. All right. So here we got 2 halves. So let's say the halves turned into a win. That's 8 wins and 3 losses. If the halves
fine
turned
with
into
that.
losses, we're at 7 and 4. I
But
think-
with
and
LaNorris
again,
Sellers
it's
at the quarterback,
the win is 7.5. The
Yes.
regular season win total 7.5.
We
feel
have
like
7 wins over there, right? And then
but
I'm
we need
thinking,
the hook.
Yeah, I'm
Need the
thinking
hook.
LaNorris Sellers with those 3 losses in those 2 halves. I'm thinking LaNorris Sellers makes up and gets a win.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm
there's
putting
12
them
games
over.
there, Stoner. There's 12 games, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I do fuzzy math. The halves, I'm counting. Oh, you're right. No. Yeah, you're right. I'm counting him. I'm going to give them both as wins, so that'd be a 9 and a 3. Apparently, my board concept is not working out as great as I thought it would.
Colgate.
So that's
How do you spell Colgate?
COL. I'll get back to you on that one. All right, so
4.
ideally, their best they can do, according to you guys, is 9 and 3, 7,
and the
or
worst,
it could be 7 and 5.
Yeah,
that sound about right.
I got them going over I got them going over 7.5 because of LaNorris
I do
Sellers.
too.
Yeah,
And I like their
talented.
coach.
Last year,
Hey, Mark, I'm going to say this too. I like their coach, and I think it's the most underrated place in college football to play.
It is tough to play there. That's why you said that Alabama at South
Bryce.
Carolina. I was number 1 in the country, went to South Carolina. We got ambushed. So that's not an easy place to go play. And with LaNorris Sellers and then Dylan Stewart on the opposite side, I like this team to win over 7.5 games.
Yeah, I agree.
Shane Beamer, you talked about it, coach, 5th year at South Carolina. Of course, we know his dad, Frank Beamer, legendary Hokie head coach against South Carolina, Virginia Tech, opened up the season in Atlanta. 9 wins last year.
Lost a lot
5
of starters,
the year
though.
before, right? And then 8 and 7 in his first 2 seasons. So South Carolina, what's interesting, coach, about South Carolina, and it goes back to the old ball coach, your buddy Steve Spurrier. South Carolina, 4 double-digit win seasons in school history. 3 of them, though, came back in the early 2011, 2013 under Coach Spurrier.
And prior to him, Lou Holtz had a couple 8-9 win seasons. But that is one. That's just that to me. You stick South Carolina in another conference,
they're winning it.
They're
Right, or
winning
they're pushing
double-digit wins more often. They're just stuck in a tough-ass conference, man. And I'm telling you, I think that's one of the great places to go. Not as opposing coach, because I used to hate going there. But great fans, great stadium.
One of those programs, I think that it falls, Mark, into that pool of teams where you could say, boy, they are this close. Like Ole Miss has kind of been there the last couple years, and they've gotten a little lane push in that environment. South Carolina feels like they're right there as well.
Yep. And with that quarterback, man, I think they got a shot. I'm a real big fan of LaNorris Sellers, man. He was one of the first 3 freshmen in the history to throw for 2,500 and rush for 500 as a true freshman.
The kid can run, man. And he looks the part, doesn't he? Like on the field,
big
stepping off the bus.
Similar. He said he looked up to
Scam.
Cam Newton, built
Scam
like
Newton.
Tim Tebow. Scam Newton.
You're
built
bad.
like
You and your
Tebow, big dude, could run, could throw the ball. Great head on his shoulders, man. We talked to the young brother, man. He's bright and kind of really humble and grounded. I'm a fan of LaNorris Sellers, and I'm rooting for him, except for when he plays Alabama.
I got it. I'm rooting for him as
Roll
well.
down
Nice
Tide.
young man. Follow, subscribe, rate us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your
Tell your mama
podcasts,
no.
as well as across social media,
Auntie
3X
too.
Option Show. Thank you to our sponsors, Wendy's, NHTSA, ZipRecruiter, and BetMGM. And I promise, guys, next season, the board will be better. I'll do better with the board.
No, a better crystal ball.
Colgate.
Crystal
Colgate.
Ball. It's going to erase everything right now. It's a mess.
That math was not math.
Not good. I majored in English.